Steve, we've got a lot to talk about. You've got a lot of shows coming up, but before we start talking about them, I just want to briefly touch on Brad Rea. You were down there, were you?
Yeah, Brad was the last fight we had out, wasn't he? And you know, he put in a tremendous performance, and you know, for someone who's just won the European title to have your first defence against someone as good as Lyndon Arthur was a shock, really, because not many people will do it. But you know, we was all confident that he'd win. Brad really wanted to get on the big stage and make a statement, and even though he lost, I think he did. He was really good with the press before and afterwards, and his performance, you know, after the second round, we could have been coming home with a win, and someone who's just stopped Lyndon Arthur in 2 rounds, who went 12 rounds with Bivol. So we was that close, you know what I mean? It was 10 seconds really of that round, and he'd have finished him, you know what I mean? He was going, he had him really, really hurt, but there was only like, I think 18 seconds left afterwards. He didn't get him out of there. Hurt him again in the 4th, but fair play to Lyndon. You got to give him all the credit in the world for getting up from a bad knockdown and a little bit of a shell shocking he took in the 4th, and winning the fight on his jab and backhand, and you know, he did really well. But ever so proud of Brad, and he'll come back again, you know, there's no doubt about that.
If you're going to lose, that's the way to lose, isn't it? Where, you know, everyone was talking about what a great fight it was. And,
yeah, by far the best fight of the night. It was, you know, it was what everyone was anticipating, a local derby, and he delivered. It takes 2 to tango, and Brad was the one who really made it happen. You know what I mean? He accepted, or actually picked Lyndon as a voluntary, and you know, Lyndon's been in a few stinkers, hasn't he? But he wasn't in a stinker then,
well, saying,
and that was because Brad was there making a fight of it. And
turned the clock backwards there, didn't he, Lyndon?
There's obviously disappointment in losing, but there's a lot of good to take away from it, and he's shown that he's at that level, and he'll come back and he'll be in those big fights again, which he wants. And you know, you've got to give all the kudos in the world for Brad for wanting to be there, because a lot of people talk about it but don't do it, and he did it.
Yeah, no, it was good. I didn't actually get a chance to see it, but I listened to it on Talk Sport. I was coming back from an amateur show, and you know, you forget.
Well, you want to look back at it because it was worth doing, but let's go on here, Lee, because we're in a rush and there's loads I need to tell you about. First of all, you're filming the England v Scotland Youth tomorrow, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, looking forward to it. England Youth against Scotland Youth, and some of the best kids in the country in that age group.
So that's going out on VIP Boxing YouTube from 12 o'clock tomorrow. So all boxing fans, it's an early 12 o'clock kick-off. Get your boxing fix on that. That's tomorrow, Saturday the 8th of November. And then coming up for VIP, there's a lot going on. Can't really talk about too much of it, but just to give people dates in the diaries, April the 21st, again, it's going to go live on VIP YouTube, coming from Nairobi. A fantastic show over there in Kenya, and we've got 2 VIP fighters, Jay Divine and Lucas Doobie, coming on. I think there's a 2-hour time difference, but we'll let you know exactly what time it's going out in the coming weeks. The night after, we've got a great show at Bolton.
Brilliant show.
10 fights, 2 titles. We've got the English title with Ibn Nadine and Nussein Hussein, I think it's called.
Hussein.
Yeah, and then we've got a great Central Area middleweight title with our lad Jake Goodwin taking on Marcus Tomlinson, who's the older. I think that'll be a great fight. And then got 8 undercard fights. It'll start about 6:50 that, because Bolton's been drawn at home in the FA Cup, so can't open the doors till 6:30. So anyone coming along, don't get there before 6:30, you won't be allowed in. And then the week after in Blackpool, we've got a banging show topped by Jake Abril in his first title fight. He's fighting for WBC Youth Silver World title, so genuine WBC belt on the line there, and it's the start of the push for Jake Abril. 2026 is going to be a big telling year for him. December and January we're having off, which is good. I think we're going to have some fighters on TV shows, but they've got to be announced yet. And then February, the 7th of Feb, not announced yet, but we're going to London for our first VIP show. So that's something to look forward to. And then in the 13th of February, we're doing the undercard to Kell Brook over in Dubai. So I think there's going to be 8 VIP fighters fighting the international people over in Dubai on a great undercard. So yeah, loads going on, Lee, and as I say, well done to Brad, even though he didn't win. Everyone listening in here now, tune in to see the future stars of England and Scotland tomorrow, and then we've got all the other stuff coming out on VIP Boxing YouTube channel.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.